All right, welcome everyone to our Tuesday afternoon accelerated breakthrough mastermind game. We do this every single Tuesday to improve your knowledge, your skills, your mindset and habits. And today I've got a very special guest, Kate Berry, who's been a coaching client with Icon almost a year now, and she's making significant strides in implementing models, systems, technology, and people to increase her production. And I thought it would be really beneficial just for you guys to hear it from somebody who's just boots on the ground, actually implementing and deploying these different strategies and tactics to grow her production. And so welcome to the call, Kate. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get into real estate? How long have you been selling real estate? What do you love about it? What do you don't love about it? And just give us the story. Go ahead.
Sure. So I'm really excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's really been an amazing year, 2 years actually, since I've been with EXP. I started selling real estate in 2017 when I was a buyer first. I purchased a multifamily property off market using seller financing. And through that process, I learned I really enjoyed real estate. I found the negotiation and the whole process to be just extremely fascinating. And it also was something major for me and my family. We were living in an apartment. Our landlord approached us and said, I want to sell it, but I'd offer it to you guys first because we love you. You pay your rent on time. You've been here. We were living there for almost 5 years at that point. It was something I had never considered, never even thought was a possibility, but I thought, hey, this sounds great. Like, let's figure it out. So just started teaching myself. I went on Bigger Pockets. I started listening to podcasts. I started reading books. I read the Millionaire Real Estate Investor book. And it really just super sparked my interest. It was an amazingly hard and difficult process, but I got myself through it. At the time I'd been bartending. I was a bartender for 10 years actually. And one of my regulars was a RE/MAX agent locally who had been doing it for 30 years. And he basically coached me through the whole process because I said, look, I've got this opportunity. I need some help. I have no idea what I'm doing. And he really helped me and helped us purchase that property that we still own. We ended up negotiating a deal for 0% down. I got $15,000 back at closing. They paid for my closing costs. We did a 20-year seller financed note that we refinanced last summer, into a 3% interest rate over 30 years because we still live in that same apartment. And anyway, it was such an amazingly cool experience that my regular at the time said to me, you should become a realtor. I think you'd be really great at it. And so the rest is history. I joined a local brokerage. So I'm out of Brattleboro, Vermont. So I'm a lone EXP team actually in our entire county, which is cool, but it's also challenging in many ways. I joined EXP at the beginning of 2021, so I'm coming up on my second year. My first year, I iconed within 7 months, and the reason I changed brokerages was because I felt really stagnant at my last brokerage. I wanted to build a team, but no one was doing that around here. It's still considered kind of a new concept. So I was basically told, sure, you can start a team, but we don't know how to do that. You're going to have to figure that out on your own.
Gotcha.
And so,
Kate, let me just interrupt real quick because
sure.
You said you iconed within the first 10 months. Let me tell you, if you're not with EXP, what does that actually mean? It means every EXP agent is an 80-20 split. We cap it a flat 16,000, which means all you have to do is make $80,000 in gross commission income, paying EXP the 20%. That's a sum total of 16,000. Then you get 100% of your commissions thereafter. Yet if you can make a sum total of 500,000 in GCI or more, or close an additional 20 transactions after you cap, then EXP is going to give you the 16,000 that you paid to them back in the form of EXP stock. So congratulations on that, Kate. How has that improved your net worth, your net income, and your fulfillment in this industry? Talk to me.
Oh my gosh. Well, again, it's very similar to that first deal I did in real estate. It was like a life-changing thing for me to move away from a brokerage where I was paying 40% of my commission plus a franchise fee, no cap, so and I wasn't really benefiting from the knowledge either. So I thought I really needed a change. I really needed guidance. I needed coaching. My business was growing exponentially. I had more business than I could even handle. I'm also a mom. I have a 4-year-old daughter. So when I first got my license, I was pregnant. And so I've kind of always been in this role where I want my business to explode. I want to grow to be as big as I can be, but I also don't want to limit myself in my own personal goals and my own personal values of being a mom or being someone who's involved in my community. So, having the Icon Award specifically it's something to strive for every single day, but it feels like you're actually getting back. I'm rewarded for doing that.
And so here you are. You want to leverage through model systems, technology, and people. You're a solo agent. You're doing everything all by yourself. And I'm sure it's helter-skelter. You're going crazy, right? Probably working 60, 70, 80 hours a week sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Plus juggling all the responsibilities of a 4-year-old daughter and everything in your personal life. So you made the decision to hire a coach. How did you come to that conclusion that this is the right thing for you to do? Talk to me.
It was Chuck Keller, who is maybe I think 6 or 7 layers above me in the RevShare group. But I was connected when I joined EXP. I was really lucky to I found my sponsor through Bigger Pockets. So I was able to come into EXP and be under an umbrella of a really strong group. And I think that is the real key when it comes to EXP. When you join, you want to be joining, a super strong group that's going to help you achieve the goals that you want. So Chuck Keller really took me under his wing. He said, actually, the first thing for me to do was to hire an admin, a virtual assistant, get my administration side in order, and then to get lined up with a coach, and specifically through Sean's program. And he helped me find Cindy Jenkins, who is my coach right now. And it was, I would say, instrumental in getting me to where I am today, which is now I have a team. I've got 4 agents on my team, but I'm now building my downline. I'm building out my ISAs and my administrators. I've got an internship program now as well. So as we're growing, I'm adding more people. I'm providing local job opportunities. I'm starting to be able to host more events. And that's where I'm focusing now kind of for 2023 is, okay, now I've got this really great foundation and I've got a great support system. And it's almost like you can kind of think about what do you want to achieve, and you can get there. It's kind of because you have people to help you that have done it before, literally have done it before. Cindy built, an amazing team in Jacksonville, Florida. And she's basically saying, here's my playbook. Just do what I did. I'm following her playbook and it's working. It's simple.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Cindy Jenkins is a fantastic coach here at Icon Coaching, and she's been there, she's done that. She's learned the lessons, she's figured out the shortcuts, and she will help you do exactly the same thing, just like Kate Berry. And I see Paul Hellam also joined the call. He's my right-hand guy here at Icon Coaching. And if you guys want to do a free coaching session with Paul, seriously, just Paul, if you could post into the chat your scheduling link. This is a free coaching session, guys. So there's no strings, there's no obligation, there's no nothing to move forward with Icon Coaching. Yet Paul's going to help you solve at least one significant issue within your current strategy to help you improve your production. This is a 30-minute session. And Paul, you want to say anything about that?
No, I just want to say hi, Kate. I think you and I originally talked before we aligned you with Cindy. And for anyone out there that's just not reaching their goals, not doing what you want to accomplish, let's talk. Let's talk openly, see if we can get you on the right track. And I'm not here to force anyone to do anything. I'm here to help you. So please feel free. I'm going to post my chat or my link so we can chat, and let's talk about your challenges.
Absolutely. And Paul, I hope you don't mind me sharing this yet. Paul is a salaried employee here at Icon Coaching. He doesn't get any commission or bonus if you sign up for coaching. He's not here to pitch you or close you or twist your arm. He's here to help you get to that next level of success. So go ahead and post that to the chat. And guys, I trust that you're going to take advantage of just a 30-minute session with with Paul Helm, you have nothing to lose and yet everything to gain to really grow your production, your profit. So Kate, tell me, what are some of the major changes that you went through as you engaged with a coach? What happened, in terms of your mindset, your thinking, shifting from the I do it phase where I'm doing everything by myself and stepping into the we do it phase? Just to explain all of the changes in terms of leadership and mindset and how you approach the business and how you set expectations and everything else. Just let us have it. Just pour into us. Go ahead.
Yeah, of course. So, and to set expectations, this has really been a culmination of the past 2 years of really hard work, a lot of focus and dedication. I think the main thing, especially about your mindset, is when and you want to have accountability for all the goals that you set, right? Because I think that everyone can want to be successful, but if you don't have what those numbers are, you can't break it down enough to know that you're doing on a daily basis, that you're doing the right things to achieve those goals. So, working with a coach, it's really about breaking it down. We have 90-day goals. So when I first started, some of my few goals were hiring more folks to be on my team, because I needed bodies. I needed warm bodies to just start taking the business that was pouring into me, which was amazing. But like I didn't want to lose, that opportunity. So working with Cindy was really instrumental, especially in the beginning, because I needed help figuring out how to hire, how to interview, how to set up your team so that it's effective for the long term. How do you set up training schedules for new agents that join your team? How do you train admin, TA? There's so much legwork that goes into building that first foundation that you need to build, and then you can scale. So now we're in kind of that, we have the foundation built and now we can scale, because we're taking everything that we did the past, and you always look back to 90 days. What did we do day by day? You break it down, but then you also repeat it and you record it. So you know what you're doing every day. For example, my goal for the past 90 days previous to now was I wanted to have 8 new listings every month. So I knew that to do 8 new listings every month, I had to be basically reaching out to 5 people a day, 5 clients. And that's how I worked through my daily schedule. But in those past 3 months, I was recording my scripts. I was making sure I noted how many direct mailers I sent out, what Facebook ads specifically did I write. And now moving into the next 90 days, I'm taking everything I did that worked and I'm replicating it. I'm giving it to all the agents on my team, because I'm saying, now you take everything I did, because we achieved those goals. We're going to hit 50 listings by the end of this month, by the end of this month. I've got 2 more coming on. And that is like a huge goal, a huge accomplishment for us to do. And now I can give it to those on my team and say, do just what I just did. I figured out everything that worked really well. I figured out things that didn't. Here's my process. Here's all what you have to do day by day, so that they each get to 8 listings a month. And that's really that part of that. That's where it starts to get really cool and fun, where you can replicate the things that you've done because you've seen results from them. And now we kind of get to move on to the next stage with my coach, which is, well, we can talk about that if you want to, what we're thinking about coming down the road next, but specifically focusing on recruitment and events and creating more exposure around EXP and helping people learn all the great things about our company.
That's phenomenal, Kate. Way to go. So 3 simple steps, guys. It starts with leads, then it's about listings, then it's about leverage, right? So Kate, let's talk about the first step, lead generation. Where do most of your leads come from?
Most of my leads come from personal referrals, repeat clients. But lead generation is the most important thing. It's still the thing that I do every single day. I have one thing that I must do every day, and that's generate leads, because you always want to keep your funnel full. And so I've found the most of my leads come from personal relationships, but also from referrals from past clients. And those are also my strongest leads. Those are the leads that are most likely to turn into a transaction or a listing. And that comes from nurturing and follow up. And it goes also back to that touch point of 5 people per day that I know I want to reach out to. Either it's in my phone or through Facebook, or even just kind of going to make sure I hit every spot on Main Street that I like to check out and talk to somebody in the store that day, and it can be as simple as that. But you have to, the consistency of it is key. It's social media is a huge one for me too, because that keeps me top of mind with those who know me. So I make a Facebook post every single day at 10 a.m. and sometimes it's about real estate, sometimes it's about food or family or a fun event going on. I try to make sure people are engaged with me on a really genuine level, because that also generates really what I would call like solid, gold level leads, which are people that know you already, like you already, and want to already work with you. And all you have to do is really just sell them on your skills, and boom, you've got a client.
Well, that's exactly right. So we do know that realtors get into real estate for 3 fundamental reasons, right? Number 1, it's freedom. Like, I don't have a boss. I can do what I want when I want. It's flexibility. Oh, you want to go golfing on Friday afternoon? Yeah, I'll clear my schedule. Let's go golfing, right? And of course, the third reason is financial wealth. Now, the challenge is they choose freedom and flexibility first. Therefore, they never get around to financial wealth. What have you done, Kate, to work like a perfect week schedule, to stay disciplined in following that schedule? Like you said, a Facebook post every day at 10 a.m.
Yep.
How are you maintaining that consistency? How's the discipline really playing into habit formation? Talk to me.
I'd say that it's having the accountability of a coach, because Cindy that was the first thing we worked on, was our perfect week. And I think that those consistent habits they're the most vital part to building a successful business, because it has to be about consistency. And if you want to be consistent, it has to be realistic too. So you've got to it took me a while to get to this perfect schedule. It took me probably 6 months of trying to get certain things in every day. And all of a sudden I realized, oh, I'm doing all the things I need for work every day, but I'm not eating lunch. I'm not working out. I'm so suddenly you have to say, wow, I need to have my health and my wellness actually in my perfect schedule too, in order for you to have the consistency that you need to make sure you are doing that post every day, or doing that main lead generation is really the one thing every day that if you do that every day, you will get business. It's just, you will. So making sure that it's realistic, and also that you're time blocking things that fill your well back up. So exercise, meditation, personal time, alone time, whatever you need to. And I think that was a really great thing that they focused on at EXPCon, which was about health and wellness being kind of the number one. It needs to be a focus, because your success will come after that if you are able to make sure you are at your best every day.
Fantastic. Now, I call it the perfect week, recognizing that nothing's perfect. What are some of the things, Kate, that pop up in your day that kind of pull you away from that perfect schedule?
Well, clients. I mean, clients, and also agents that are on my team that that I am training. And it's I need you, emergency. Things are falling apart. Those happen all the time as realtors. So it's a really important to know what's a priority when you must step in. But a lot of times you have to ask yourself, am I the one that needs to step in at this moment, or can I refer to a resource, or can I add this as to be a task on someone else's plate within my organization that they can start taking care of? Because everything can feel like an emergency, but you have to really think, is it truly an emergency, or can this person wait 1 hour so I can make sure I eat my lunch and go for a walk? And also can I address it in the meantime? It takes time and experience to kind of start to get to know what that means, and also making sure you have clear boundaries with people from the beginning, clear boundaries with your clients and your other agents. For example, I have time blocked in my schedule between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. That is when agents on my team can expect me to answer them immediately if they have a question on anything. So if they have a question that cannot be answered through my office admin or a transaction coordinator, we have a resource center, we have workplace. There's so many places for answers to most of their questions, but they know that they have access to me between 8 and 10. And so if they have a question at 4 o'clock, I wait until the next day, 8 to 10, to respond. So you have to have clear boundaries with yourself, but also you have to share those boundaries and expectations with all your clients and your agents, so they know when they can reach you. But you have to be strict with it, because life can be very demanding at times, and our time can become taken up really quickly if we don't hold strong to them.
No doubt, Kate. Well, way to go. Was there a moment that you said, hey, I kind of figured this out? Was it something that happened maybe that you're like, hey, I feel pretty darn good about this?
I don't know if I've ever felt that in my life, but I think it's because I'm always, I always want to keep building and getting more. And I know that I can keep getting better at this. Like, I think that's a really kind of important to keep the mindset of, doing what you need to do every day. But what helps me is to look back a year from now or 5 years ago to see where I was, and then to look at, wow, here's where I was, here's where I am now, and also look at my quality of life. Like we're on track to do 15 million in sales this year. And I don't work most weekends. I don't work. I'm off at 6 o'clock at night. I have my really good boundary set. I have people in place to be working so that my clients are not, they don't miss out on any service. And so, but it takes time to build that, because you've got to have the right people in place. You have the right systems in place. You have to train folks the right way too, and that can't be rushed, because at the end of the day, it is about client satisfaction. If you've got happy clients that loved working with you, if they felt taken care of, they felt well communicated with, then those will be those repeat referrals that are the bread and butter to your business.
Undoubtedly. So Kate, right now you're in a prospecting based business that's enhanced by marketing. Mm-hmm. Yet I think if you want to go to that next level of success, you've got to kind of shift mindset from a prospecting based business enhanced by marketing to a marketing based business enhanced by prospecting. And what steps are you taking to make sure that all the agents on your team are just filled up with leads every single day?
That's a really good question. I think, and I feel like I am kind of in the middle of that transition myself, because now I can look kind of back at my team and see, wow, I've got some really great agents that are fully trained, that have been working underneath me for a while now. I trust them. I trust my office administrator. I trust my marketing director. They've got the experience. And I also got some really great working systems in place. So I'm seeing myself now transitioning into a role where I'm facilitating more collaborative events. So hosting more in-person meetups, becoming more involved in my community. That's a big one for me. I've joined the local board for the Boys and Girls Club, and getting involved with the Chamber of Commerce, and really starting, and Groundworks Collaborative here in Brattleboro deals with the homeless population. So I want to start getting more involved in that way, becoming more of like a community leader, and someone that can really start giving back in a way. I want to expand our internship and mentoring program. Right now, we work specifically with single moms, and it's been really successful for us. And so I want to expand on those types of initiatives, and my agents can now handle the business, the leads that are coming in. And so that's where I'm at. Yeah.
So powerful, Kate. I absolutely love it. Let's say there's somebody on this call or out there, they're thinking, well, I need to get a coach. Maybe I'm not ready for it. What advice would you have for them?
Yeah, just get one. Yeah, because I felt that in the beginning too. Do I really need this? And I kind of wish I had started sooner, because there's a cost, of course, to hiring a coach. But there was big mistakes that I made in the beginning that I think that if I had some guidance and someone who had been through it before leading me a little more hand in hand, I would have missed making those big mistakes. That are, we learn either way, I think, whether we're getting coached by someone or whether we fail miserably, but, failing is a good thing because you learn. But it's nice to have the support of someone who's been through it before, because when you fail alone, it can really be hard, and it can really feel, you can get beaten down, I guess. When I've had some of my failures and I share them with Cindy, she's there to support me, but also there to pick me back up and say, hey, like, you're really good. And I know you're good because I've seen you do this work. And so let's figure out how to what's the one thing you can do right now to make some things a little bit easier, or to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Having that support for me has been, I think, what's given me enough strength to push through the hard times, and also to feel really strong going into, even though the market is changing and going down, I feel like I've got this. I've got myself, I've got my team, I've got my coach, I've got all of you, so many people behind me helping. It's a very powerful thing to have.
Undoubtedly, Kate. Well, frankly, I'm honored that you trusted us to align with, so that we could help you kind of shortcut the process, to show you the path that's already been blazed by so many that have gone before us. And guys, we've studied this industry for 31 years and we found those shortcuts. Okay. So we've got the stepping stones laid out for you. I mean, it's left foot here, it's right foot there, it's left foot here. Seriously, just don't go wander off into the forest. Okay. Just align with us and let us help you accomplish your goals in real estate. Now, gang, we do this every single Tuesday afternoon. Okay. So I want you to keep showing up week after week after week. And ideally, you'll be the next person that I interview. It's going to be so much fun. Kate, thank you so much for pouring into everybody today and just adding so much value.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Keep going. I can't wait to see what it looks like 2 years, 3 years down the road for you. Thank you again for the opportunity to align with you and coach with you and everything else. Guys, until we talk again next Tuesday, just be on purpose, be productive, and as always, be powerful. Thanks again, Kate. Take care.